Welcome back. I'd like to continue our discussion in aircraft instrument systems. Today we're looking at instrument maintenance. So this is a fairly short topic, so let's see how we can do this. See if I can adjust OBS on the fly. I forget exactly how to do it. I think I hold down the alternate button. Oh, yeah, there we go. Alright, sorry for this adjusting here. This way I can stay on the screen a little more than I have been. Mostly we're talking, well, first of all, when you're talking about the instruments, what most people actually see is the instrument case. Various materials are used to protect the inner workings of aircraft instruments, as well as to enhance the performance of the instrument and other equipment mounted in the immediate vicinity. Instrument cases can be one-piece or multi-piece. Aluminum alloy, magnesium alloy, steel, iron, and plastic are all common materials for case construction. Electric instruments usually will have a steel or iron alloy case to contain the electromagnetic flux caused by the current flow inside. Despite their rugged outward appearance, all instruments, especially analog mechanical instruments, should be handled with special care and should never be dropped. Handle like eggs. Question. Cases for electrically operated instruments are made of A. Aluminum or composite cases, B. Iron or steel cases, C. Bakelite or plastic cases. These are the electrically operated instruments. Be mindful that there might be an electromagnetic flux that you want to contain within the instrument, or to protect the instrument from outside stray electromagnetic. So what are you going to do with that? All right, that's going to be iron or steel cases. From outside magnetic fields. So I started to say it wrong. Lines of magnetic flux cannot cross iron or steel because the metal traps the lines of flux rather than allowing them to pass across it. There are some limitations on what mechanics may and may not do in the area of instruments. The general rule of thumb is not much. You can basically do everything except for take it apart, which with most instruments there's not much to do on the outside. So let's see, an FAA A&P technician is not qualified to do internal maintenance on instruments and line-related replaceable units, which is a large instrument box or portion of an instrument system. This type of work must be carried out at facilities equipped with the specialized equipment needed to perform the maintenance properly. But of course, it's within our realm of where jobs are. As you can see, there's 3 people working on the picture already. Qualified technicians with specialized training and intimate knowledge of instruments perform this type of work, usually under a repair station certification. And they are usually endorsed or certified for specific instrument classes. However, licensed airframe technicians and A&P technicians are charged with a wide variety of maintenance functions relating to instruments and instrument systems. installation, so installing them, removing the instrument, inspecting the instrument, troubleshooting, and functional checks are all performed in the field by licensed personnel. It's also the responsibility of the licensed technician holding an airframe rating to know what maintenance is required and to access the approved procedures for meeting those requirements. Which of the following instrument discrepancies could be corrected by an aviation mechanic? So what can you actually do? An aviation mechanic, not a instrument repair station. Let's say there's a red line missing. The case is leaking. The glass is cracked. There's a mounting screw that's loose. Certainly you can repair that. C, case paint is chipped. Well, that's just cosmetic, so certainly you should be able to do that also. 6, there's leaking at the line B nut. That's the blue connector in the back. Well, if there's leaking, certainly you can try to tighten it up a little bit. 7, it will not adjust. Or 8, it's fogged. Well, certainly I like the easy ones, are 4, 5, and 6. The rest of it almost requires you to get inside. So 4, 5, and 6. So it's either B and C. Let's see, 1 and 3. Red line is missing or the glass is cracked. Well, the red line, I suppose you could put a line on the glass itself and mark it with a slippage mark. So I imagine you can do that much. So which one is that? C, 1, 4, 5, and 6? Yes. Yeah, the red line is if you mark it on the outside of the instrument glass. Certainly the other stuff is cosmetic, but nothing else. You can't go inside and replace glass or try to figure out why the case itself is leaking. Or the adjustments or the fogging, also internal operations. Similar reworded question. Which of the following instrument discrepancies would require replacement of the instrument? And it's basically the same 8 options. So I would imagine certainly replacing it, I imagine it's going to be a number of those items. Almost everything other than what we've already covered. So it would, if the technician is allowed to work on 1, but not 2, that may be cause for replacing the instrument. Certainly you can do that and send the defective instrument off to be serviced or to whatever life it's going to lead after your usage. So I'd say 2, 3, 7, and 8 are the ones that 2, 3, 7, and 8. Well, what the heck? It's option A, so I'm taking that one. Yes. Yeah, just the opposite, in effect, of the last question. If you can't work on it, then I guess it would require the instrument be replaced. And there's not much else you're going to do. You can ground the plane, but that's not exactly in anybody's favor. Okay, the third question, which also has the same 8 options. Which one is this? Which instrument condition is acceptable and will not require further correction? So which one can you just certainly not slow down the aircraft? Certainly you have to tighten that B nut and put the red line in there What else? Yeah, you can tighten up that mounting screw, which, that could create a problem in flight. The chip, the paint chip, though, and that is one of the options, B, which is number 5. Yeah, that's more cosmetic. So 5 is one that's acceptable, and you can go forever, you can go forward without correcting it. All right, so here, let me take a break from being on the screen. All right, a certificated mechanic may perform A, minor repairs to instruments, B, 100-hour inspections of instruments, or C, instrument overhaul. All right, so a mechanic, we certainly know you cannot overhaul it, which would require taking it apart and replacing worn parts. Minor repairs, mechanics may not do major or minor repairs. So the only one you really can do is a 100-hour inspection, which is going to inspect for some of the things that you can do. And you're also going to check for the operation of the instrument itself, which is normally already flagged before a 100-hour inspection. That's usually a fix as the squawk comes in. So B. A certificated mechanic with an airframe and power plant rating may A, perform minor repairs to aircraft instruments? No. B, perform minor repairs and minor alterations to aircraft instrument? Well, it's still no. C, not perform repairs to aircraft instruments. All right, so that's the truest of the three. Only a certificated repair station that has approval for the specific instrument. So it's fairly specialized. Who is authorized to repair an aircraft instrument? You're starting to see a theme here. Repair an aircraft instrument, I'm going to, let's look at the options here. Certainly, 3 looks certainly the best. A certificated repair station approved for that class of instrument. And there is one option that has C. Which is C, picking that. But B also has some of the other ones in there. 4. 3, a certificated airframe repair station. Oh, that's a tricky one, isn't it? And I still like C better. Certainly the airframe one and the repairman with an airframe rating, which technically I don't believe there is such a thing. So certainly A, isn't it? So what? I'm going to go with C. Yeah, only a certificated repair station. I guess it's only. I would imagine the aircraft the instrument manufacturer. Should probably just send you a new one. But that's not even an option. Oops. End of the presentation. All right. Well, that was a good, nice short one. Okay, I'll go ahead and leave the written presentation also. All right. Good enough. Good seeing you.